Hi everybody and welcome back to Live for Guitar. In this instalment of our series on recording a professional video, we're going to be looking into the actual art of capturing your video. Now obviously this is probably the most important part of recording a video. What we'll look at is camera setup, so the models of camera that you can use, creating a backdrop like you can see behind me, and then other key features like lighting and just your general tips that are going to really make your videos pop. So the first thing we should probably talk about is the camera that you're using. Now you can pretty much use any sort of camera you like, but we would recommend for a product that you're marketing using any sort of camera with HD capability. So there are lots of cameras on the market ranging in price. You can get something cheap like the Sanyo Exactly VPC HD 700. That'll pop up on screen now. A sort of mid-range priced camera would be the Sony HD RCX 130EB. That's the Sony Handycam. That's a sort of mid-range camera, as you can see. And for this video, we'll be shooting with a Panasonic SD600, which is a full HD camcorder with lots of nice features on that. Okay, so for camera types, there are lots of options out there, and we're going to recommend the last one, but I'll just talk you through what you have and the pros and cons of each of those. Your first option for an HD camcorder would be a mini DV camcorder, and that's using a tape. This is good in the sense that it's very cheap in terms of the cost of the camera. The camera is cheap. The downside of this is that when you record your video and you come to editing your video and you want to put it on your computer to edit, the only way to do that is in real time, so you're going to have to hit play and your computer will be effectively capturing the video. This is time consuming. You know, if you've shot an hour's worth of footage that you need to edit through, you're going to have your camera plugged into your computer for an hour, so for that it's kind of not as convenient as I'd like it to be. Your second option would be some sort of DVD media camcorder. These are great because you record your media onto a DVD, so straight away you can see that it eliminates that real-time aspect. You can put the DVD into your computer and then copy the files from your DVD onto your computer. Downsides to this are obvious. DVDs are only writable once, so you kind of get through a lot of DVDs when you're doing this. But it's nice to have that portability, being able to carry a DVD with you so you can edit not just in your home, on your home computer, but if you're out and about working with a friend at a friend's house, you can transfer the work very easily. Your third option would be some sort of camcorder with a built-in hard drive. This is what I'm using at home. These are good. They're a little bit more expensive, but it sort of gives you disposable space. We've got 160 gig on my camcorder at home, I believe. It might be 320. That's a lot of space. You know, I can shoot a lot of video on that, and it's convenient because I don't have to buy additional storage units like DVDs or tapes. I can transfer it to my computer relatively quick. I see the downside though. The downside would be portability. If I was working on a project and I wanted to shoot something and then go somewhere else and transfer it onto the computer, I've got to take the entire camcorder with me. Now my camcorder is only small, but if you've got one of these bigger sort of £1,000 real top quality built-in hard drive cameras, that can be quite a pain. This brings us on to the SD card style camcorder. These are great if you ask me, because you're effectively just slotting an SD card into your camera and you're recording directly to your SD card. Now you're obviously not going to have the 320 gig that I have on a built-in hard drive, but you know, technology is advancing. I'm pretty certain that you can grab 32GB SD cards, potentially 64GB SD cards. We're currently running a 16GB SD card, and it's not too expensive, and that's great because we can record about 2.5 hours of HD video, I believe, and that's awesome. We effectively just need to remove the SD card from the camera once we finish filming, plug it straight into our computer, and drag and drop the files where we want it. This is perfect if you're working on a project across multiple computers, or you're travelling. You've got it on a tiny little piece of media like that. So, what I should probably mention now is webcams. Now webcams are a bit of a touchy subject. The main problem with webcams is it doesn't usually matter how high quality the camera appears to be. Often the frame rate just isn't high enough to capture good video. I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos on YouTube, guitar players playing on what looks to be sort of webcam quality, and they're playing and their hands are moving. You're not capturing the movement at all. It's very jolly. Webcams aren't really designed for this sort of thing, and it's definitely not acceptable for what we take on the lithic guitar marketplace. That doesn't mean to say that you can't record, jams. I think it's very important that you take away the syncing, the audio to the video aspect of these tuition videos. But what I would say is, don't think about buying a cheap webcam if you're hoping to record a high quality instructional video. Okay, for setting up your camera in your home room, what we would recommend is some sort of natural light. Natural light is great because, well, it makes everything look natural. So currently I'm sat in front of a window. There is a window behind the camcorder, and I do have a light above me. This is good. It sort of enables you to shoot good videos that look good, but obviously it limits your ability to shoot at night, and it stops you from being able to shoot if you don't have a window. So the other option would be to have some sort of 2-point lighting system. You could look into 3-point lighting, but what I would recommend if you're going into the 2-point lighting system would be to get 2 relatively cheap desk lamps. Mine were about £5 each. And just put a powerful bulb in them. Now, you will burn out bulbs doing this, but it's cheap and you can set up one light over here, one light over here. Definitely go for 2 lights. I wouldn't recommend one, because what will happen with one is you'll have a light on you here and you'll cast a shadow on your backdrop. And if you have one here and here, you should eliminate most of the shadow. The 3-point lighting is designed to sort of eliminate that back shadow. But that's personal taste. The other thing that we would recommend is a tripod. They're incredibly cheap. We're currently using one because it just enables you to set up your camcorder, get it on a nice even level, and a setting that you'll be able to go back to many times, much better than balancing it on DVDs or boxes or anything like that. So let's get on to the creating a backdrop. The other big thing that makes a home recorded video look as professional as it can is a backdrop. So I just want to look up here and show you Emir Hot's self-made improvised backdrop. So what we have here is a piece of wood which has been attached to the ceiling via fishing line, and on that piece of wood, the wooden rod, there is a cardboard tube, and wrapped around that cardboard tube is some material that when we lower, do this very slowly, that when we lower, now this is poised perfectly now to sit in front of and record some videos. Now obviously you're going to have your own preferences for a backdrop. This isn't a piece of material that either of us are particularly fond of, but it does the job. You could go for something a little more colourful. I would recommend pink and fluffy. Now when I sit in front of this, if I get Emily to move over there, sat in front of the natural light, we have a backdrop. So, on to shooting some videos.
Hi, back to the hot seat, the recording seat, and
no pun intended.
Now we're going to actually record the full speed lick of the week. Levi is going to control the sonar. What we're doing here is capturing the video and the sound picked from the camera, as you can hear it now. And at the same time we're recording this audio signal with my guitar lead to our recording software sonar, and then we're going to synchronize that sound with this picture, so to avoid the room reverb, and if police cars are driving around your house, so you won't hear any of those noises. Okay, Levi, please hit recording now. Let R key on the keyboard. Yeah. Stop it, and that's it. We're obviously going to do one more slow speed. We're not going to show because the procedure is exactly the same, and after this we can start editing the video and audio together in the new piece of software called Sony Vegas, but we'll give you some free alternatives for that as well.